Round 7 is here. Wasn't that quick? We had a very short turnaround, and very much a big thank you to everyone who has watched all the videos this week. Really appreciate it. So we're going to go through a bunch of teams here, and I'm actually going to go live tonight with a little Q&A. So I hope you all look forward to that. It'll be a big open Q&A on the YouTube channel. Hopefully about 7 o'clock is the goal. So I'll schedule that in on YouTube if you want to check that out and be ready in there waiting to go. Last time I scheduled it, they had about 55 people waiting. So I really appreciate that. But before we get into this team, someone else I want you to think about as a cash cow in your squad, and that's Thomas Hazelton. So someone mentioned it to me early in the week, and I was like, he just won't play enough. He's the second guy coming back. You've got Wade Graham coming back first, and then Hazelton comes in next. And, two guys being out, Rudolph and Finucane, and I wasn't thinking about it clearly enough. I was like, Finucane had, he's 3 weeks out. But with their bye last week, that, still has 3 weeks on the sidelines. And you look at Hazelton, and he's one of those guys that actually is really, really talented. So one of those good young players coming through. He has good work ethic. He can also attack. So even if you just look at the preseason, he scored a try in that first round there, and then had limited minutes in the second one when all the guys come back. So what you're looking at now is Rudolph, their big minutes middle, and Finucane are out. So what does that mean? Hunt, Hamlin-Ueli, they're going to be that 30 to 40 minute type of guys. And if you just base them both out at about, let's just say it is 40 minutes. So there's 80 minutes available in the front row. And then McInnes is about that 55 minutes, I'd say would be pretty normal for him. So that leaves you with 105 minutes for 4 guys in the interchange. So if you're looking at that there's probably going to be 20 minutes from one of them there. Could it be a Jack Williams? Could it be Graham in his first game back that gets sort of that 20-25 minutes? They're probably all going to be similar. Oregon Kaufusi's been playing that 30 odd, so you could probably expect 25 to 35 from Hazelton. And if there's any injury, then obviously someone needs to come in for cover as well, or any 10 in the bin, or something's going to happen where things have to switch. So that could change. Obviously, that's just a general plan. And you look at that and you go, okay, he's got 3 weeks. He's at 250. So the only reason I'm pitching this is that there's not really any good options around that 250 odd mark. You've got Nicarima down there, but I'm not too excited about him. KO Weeks, I can see definitely playing over the Origin period, but do you want him in your side now when he's not really going to do a lot over this next little period here? He's that tiny bit cheaper than Hazelton, but playing off the bench, and at any time could get 10 minutes and just get his break even higher and higher with lower scores. So Weeks I'm got a half interest in just in that alone, but Hazelton there just with the talent that he has. So a lot of these young guys, they do come in, they eventually get a chance and they're able to show their skills. You even see Toby Couchman, who is an option this week, I'll speak about in this video as well. He has come in and he's got a good game in him. Last week, got that 48 and 51 minutes. And that happens for these young, good players eventually. And that's the only reason I would be just giving you some interest on Hazelton, is that he is one of those good guys that's coming through of the young fellas at the Sharks. The main issue obviously being their minutes available, because both edges should play 80 minutes or close to it, you'd imagine, especially like with Wilton. Probably the only one that you potentially lose a couple of minutes from, but the other guys there, 25 to 30 is what you'd expect. So anyway, if I bring him up in any of these teams, then that is why. So you're looking here at links 1, 2, 3. So the plan for the following weeks is to get Teddy next week and then build my bench towards the bye. So he's already made his trades there. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on these trades, if you recommend anything else like a Hines and a cheapie. Okay, well, let's just think of that one as a starter. So he already has Weeks. You can see here, he's got McInnes coming in and Weeks, as it says there on the right. So you've got Weeks, you've got Talau, you've got Blore, who is not super cheap anymore. You've got Cam Pereira. So really, you've got 4 guys there that are pretty cheap, and I wouldn't go for any more than that. So the way to play this, really, you're talking about potentially getting Hines. And I just think that, with Cleary and Johnson there, it's going to be pretty tough. You've got Harry Grant and Robson as your 2-gun hookers. If you were to try and bring in Hines as well, I think that's a big issue. So I think shoring up your middles is going to be good this week. And that's a pretty hard position at the moment, because a lot of us are getting rid of Hopgood. That's means that majority of us don't have that mid cover, which makes it pretty difficult there. Issue that we found here with Crossland, for those that are looking at him, he didn't end up getting that dual position, and that hurts me a little bit, because I was looking to have him as a potential backup hooker as well. So we'd have to wait. If he's still playing after round 12 in that hooking position, then he'll get that spot back for sure. So that's the general thoughts there. Trades already done for this round. Hopgood, Warbrick, and Chester. Oh, he's brought in Robson this week. So Robson, McInnes, and Weeks. Okay, cool. Thoughts are obvious with Robson. Plus I have Grant, so they match up perfectly. Yeah, well, that's a lock-in. I wouldn't worry about Hines this week then. Stick with what you've got. You know, the starting 13's great. You've got really the main issue here is Murdoch Masilla in that interchange spot. But obviously you're going to loop Pereira, which is cool, and you're in a good rank, man. I'm happy with what's happening here. You're very much welcome. Thank you for sending that in. Let's go to Teen Habs. So he's got up on the right here, which will be in the way of my face. He's got 24 trades left after these 3. Team value is at 12.3, which is good. Trades are Hopgood to McInnes, Warbrick to Bird, Murdoch Masilla to Couchman. Ugh. Not sure how much I like that last one. Just as a little, like it's an improvement, but how much of an improvement? I'm not sure if Couchman can get 150k gain. So really that's the main issue with that trade. Otherwise, the other 2, I am happy with. I think McInnes, obviously you get 3 weeks without Finucane. Finucane probably goes into the front row rotation. And McInnes keeps that sort of 50, 55 minutes. And we know he can average close to 50 in that time. So, 48, 52, he'll be a lot of those types of scores like at the back end of last year. So just if you're looking at McInnes, just check out his footy statistics from last year and the minutes that he was getting and the types of scores that he was producing with those types of minutes. So this team here came 16th overall last week and moves him into 14-11. So very exciting on that one. Hi, Jamie the Goats. Trading crazy heavy over the first bunch of rounds, jumped a decent bunch of ranks, coming 16th last week. Well, yeah, with that in mind, I would probably just hold off on that third one and just leave Ben Murdoch Masilla down there, considering that, for the most part, your cheapie guys are doing pretty well. You've got Talau and Katoa and Ben Murdoch Masilla. So only having 3 is not too bad. I think that's fine. And you're not playing, the Warbricks, and you are playing Alamotti, but he's up in the 400s now. So I think you just hold off on that one. No Hines to have Johnson plus Moses and Cleary. Yeah, easy, man. Lock it in. Done. Easy as. Let's move on. Great work. Great trades. Not a great round last week, but could have been worse. Maintain my rank, but I want to climb this week. Not been a great year to own Tarpany since round 1. Yeah, he started really. I was happy where he's at. Like he wasn't really losing, which is good. But yeah, I think he just got to clearly hold taps now, for sure. 192k in the bank, 27 trades. I'll let go of Hopgood, but what to do with that cash is a question. So you have 900 to spend. Wing fullback still a problem. No one reliable other than Miller. I lose out every week to Walsh and Hammer owners. Yeah, except for 2 weeks ago. But yeah, last week for sure. Also lose out every week on Haas owners. Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. And the cheapies aren't doing too well now either. Yeah, I think Hopgood to Haas, it could be a straight one. Leave the centers wing fullbacks. Alamotti, Bird, Miller, Perham, and Pereira. I would probably go for a wing fullback this week. I understand why he pushed for Haas, but yeah, with Origin potentially coming up soon-ish, it's probably not the best play. Or Hopgood plus Ben Murdoch Masilla to Penasini, or Hop to Haas plus Boyd Liero to plus BMM to 260k cheapie. I think you probably have to go for a better wing fullback, whether it's Teddy, whether it's Walshy, something like, or Hammer. Just for some of that cash, and then you could upgrade if you want to. You could upgrade Lioro, so you go Hopgood and Lioro to Haas and a good wing fullback. Probably my general play there. I would think you could go Blory. I don't know if that gets you enough, or Warbrick up to a Hammer. Let me know if that would get you there. Hopgood, I think it might. So that's probably the general thoughts there. Just have a play around with that. I think that would be best. You've got enough edges, obviously. And with Preston and the like there, so I think Liero, you could probably go move him on this week. It would be fine, also fine to hold him, but for you and your position, probably better to move on. Hit the top 1K finally, Aviv. Well done. Big round 7 rank of 521. Has used the 3 trades as well this week there. Okay, so he's brought in Brownie, it looks like. Trades I've done so far. Jay Bradley, that's a tough one to bring in last week, man. Hopgood, Warbrick to McInnes, Brown, and Bird. That's pretty cheeky, actually. Brown averages 51 plus with laying back. Yeah, so he's lost a fair bit of his cash, and he's someone I was looking at throughout this week, and I'm not sure. I think I've settled on Moses over Brown, but I do really like Brownie as an option. So wait around for my trades video. I'm still trying to kind of work out my squad, but I'll give you the general idea anyway. But it hopefully is locked in the next couple of hours. So that's that. I think those 3 trades are fine, man. That really helps out all your positions, and that shows now that you have a really, really strong team across the board and you're not lacking in any areas. So a big congrats to what you've done with this team. And I think Brown, he's not going to be one you're super excited about, but he hasn't scored a try, hasn't got a line break at all yet, and he's the general play. Watch this TBJ. Yeah, I'd probably avoid him. Teddy, I'd also avoid Hunt. Crossland, Couchman, JMK, and bring Tupney back in. Traded last week because he was out. Then got Brayley, sad. Tups in like round 9 would be pretty hectic. That one. All right, so let's move to the 5th team. We got 10 in total, and then we'll get into that Q&A tonight. It's going to be fun. Haynes misses. Beautiful. What a squad. Climbing well into 1,764 with another good rank last week. Has 29 trades available, so very different there. Potential outs this week. Hopgood, Carrigan, Sloan, Warbrick. Awesome. Hold until Origin for Carrigan. Yeah, I think Hopgood out before. Yeah, the theory with Hopgood, like a lot of people are, and good coaches are saying that you should be holding him because he has great buy cover. I completely agree with that. I just think the 6 rounds out of Origin is a long time to hold someone. You can move on from him now, get the points. Remove any chance of him losing cash, and there is a small percentage chance that he holds cash over that period, but every other chance that he goes down into the 600k mark. And then if he's still a great option come round 13 and he's playing better and he's getting more minutes, obviously over Origin, then you could trade him back in. I do understand that as a potential option. Was ranked 35k in round 2. You and me both, my friend. Looking to prepare for bye period. I'm definitely wanting to bring Bird in this week for Hopgood. Also thinking of McInnes, Crossland, Couchman, and C&K. Who do I trade out first, Sloan or Warbrick? Sloan if you need the extra cash. Warbrick otherwise, I think, for sure. Generally, your trade options there. Hopgood to Bird, Warbrick to Crossland, Sloan to CNK, or Hopgood to Bird, Sloan to McInnes. Sloan to McInnes makes you play Warbrick. Isaac Thompson's out since you've sent me this, so you've got Bird coming in there, which is good. Ugh, they're not that exciting, those trades, to be honest. I think you might end up just going 2, to be honest. You either hold Warbrick or Sloan and play them, and just do the 2 trades. You do have 29, so you could go all out, and yeah, the other one's good too. Hopgood to Bird, Sloan to McInnes. You play him as an extra guy in your 17, but it looks like generally you've got a good 17 to play there, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. McInnes is going to get you a good scorer. You could wait on him too, so maybe just one of the first ones. Get C and K now if you're not sure on Hopgood. On Crossland. Probably the play. Bit of a tough one though. Good thinking there. Brookvale Brawlers, congrats on top K. Thank you very much. Setting team up for buy rounds. Trading out 2 mids means I need to go cheap. Potential trades, 2 top 2 trades, and you leave 1k in the bank. So Carrigan to Haas, Hopgood to Tomoko. I think Tomoko's done, man, as an option, unfortunately. They have a buy in next week as well. Warbrick to Couchman, Cheapies for half trade, Carrigan to Haas, Hopgood for Crossland, Warbrick to Couchman, risk it for the biscuit, Carrigan to Madison, Hopgood to Crossland, Warbrick to Brown. To be fair, that bottom one does look better. I would probably hold the Carrigan to Madison trade. Hopgood to Crossland, Warbrick to Brown. Sounds solid enough considering you don't have a half. I would be looking to get a half in this week, so moving around your money a tad. I don't see the big excitement of getting rid of 2 mids. I do understand you'd still have enough cover. What would you do? Ford, Madison. No, you wouldn't even have cover after that. So I think going nuts in that position, probably not ideal. So I would just get the half, like you said there. That would be cool. But overall rank 13,000, 31 trades available. Doing 3 would be cool. Yeah, you've only used 3, man. So I think you could probably play around a little bit. Like Isaac Thompson could probably go out if you want to, or you could hold him. That's fine. Yeah, it looks like that your 17 needs to improve a tad, I think. So that's that. In that one, hope that helps. Man, fuck your ass. What a team name, as always. Keep sending his squad in. 5,800 is the overall rank. 30 trades available. I am well, thank you very much. What my thoughts for trades are Hopgood to Hines, subbing forward into the middle, which leaves me with 16k in the bank. Want to trade one of Alamotti or Warbrick to a good mid-ranger, but can't with so little in the bank. Yeah, you might have to go one of the cheaper guys then. So Moses, Johnson, those type of players would be better. So then you can upgrade one of those cheapies into a good wing fullback or a good center. So that would be how I generally think about that one. If you're doing that, the other option, you don't even have enough, do you? I was going to say Liero with 16k in the bank doesn't really get you much either. So yeah, it's a tough one. You do have a bunch of outside backs with Isaac Thompson. You have Campera in there as well. So really, I think that it could be good to trade one of those guys, but I would move one of them up and, trade across with Hopgood to, one of those other guys. Whether you do want to go like sneaky against the grain and go on Munster or something like that, but Moses, Johnson, Brown, all good options there. And then you can upgrade the other one. So that's that. All right, move on. Here he is. Matty boy. He's getting better with his meme game as well. So you've got, he's actually got the gun in there. He's got the milk. Try to milk for some more cash. Got the bag of cash there, still making plenty of cash. And the chopping block with the axe. So very cool. He's got his little meme here. Listen to Jamie. He's got nope. And screw up your team and get stuck with Mitch Kenny. How good was that? What a good trade. So he has to get a hooker this week. I know you guys have been following. He has to be on this video each and every week too, just for the effort he puts in. But heart rate is stabilizing, which is good. Rank in a better position than it was a long time ago, but sitting at 4,326, a decent score last week. So he has to get a half. How's it going to happen? Trade out targets: Trindle, Martin, Warbrick, Hopgood, Sloan, Staggs, Carrigan. First two I look at in that it could be moved on: Hopgood and Staggs. And if he wants to do a third, considering he has 30 trades available, I would go to Murray Martin in this one. He's going to be out for a longer period of time. He's a similar price to Trindle. If there is an injury, Trindle comes back in. So Hopgood, Staggs, or Hopgood, Trindle, and Martin would be my general thoughts on that one. Trade-in targets: Bird, Marnie, Hines, Robson. Are there any cash cows this week? There are. Minimal, but yeah. Held trades last week, which worked out, but once again, I need a better hook ASAP. Yeah, it's all the guns have high break-evens now or play Origin. Is Marnie my best option this week to allow me to get to Bird too, and then upgrade Boyd to Robson in a couple of weeks? Yeah, for sure. Marnie with that slightly lower break-even, he could be a play. If you want to go both Hopgood, if you want to go Marnie and Robson, I like that. Hopgood plus Staggs plus Martin Trindle to Marnie, Bird, Cashy. Yeah, I think like Couchman and those guys are going to be better for that reserve, that Cashy guy that you're talking about bringing in. Hopgood, Staggs, Sloan, Warbrick to Marnie, Bird plus wing fullback Cashy. None of them, unfortunately. I think holding Sloan is going to be ideal, or Warbrick, whichever one you want to play. Probably that first one, man, I think is the best one. And just get in, as I said, just get in one of those Couchmans or something like that. You already got Sonny Luke. You got plenty of hooks, but no good ones, unfortunately. Kenny's almost a trade out too, isn't he? But yeah, thank you for putting this together. I really appreciate that. The seeded league there, he got his win, which was good. 80k in the bank. Decent team value, so decent position overall. All right, a few more to go, guys. All right, this was fun. I like this one. He had his future plans in there in the near future, which is cool. He's got ins like Manu Tedesco, Tapani, Bird, Hines, Robson. Awesome. Outs: Warbrick, Murray round 13. Cool. Boyd, Leoro, Preston, McInnes if he loses minutes when Finucane returns. Cartwright, maybe eventually. Maybe it never stops. Yeah, I agree with that. Clear holds for season: Miller, Walsh, Cleary, Grant, Haas. I like that. I like to have that set out there as well. Cheap current cash cows: Nikarima, Katoa, Couchman, Crossland. Current wait and see: Katoa, Reynolds, Lemuelu, Alamotti, Ford. Yep, I agree with that. Potential cash cows keepers to bring in: Savage, Curran, Totola, Ponga, Blore, and Weeks. Yeah, I think Blore's done. A bit too expensive, unfortunately. Trades this week: Hopgood, Chester, Dury, McInnes, Crossland, Couchman. Solid. I'm imagining that's leaving, lots in the bank, 275. So, personally, I would probably use that extra cash instead of going Crossland and probably improve the wing fullback. Would be my general thoughts, my man. Warbrick, you're playing Alamotti as well, so that could be the play. That gets you what, 600 and something. So I think it gets you one of those guns. I'd probably make that trade instead. Stick with Couchman because the Crossland one just allows you to get one of those top guns. You don't have Hammer as well, so you could go Couchman to Hammer instead. That could play. To'o is another one. So a few cheeky options, man. Thank you for sending that in. And we'll finish them off. 2 to go. Swept up, our great man from the Discord, who helped us out with the People Squad this week. Scoop was a little bit busy last night with his fam, so our good man stepped up. So I needed to go through his team. So thank you very much. Good overall rank, 1634. Has used 2 trades this week. So Hopgood, JMK. This is a very cheeky one, and we didn't really speak about him much in that buy, hold, risk itself. But he's one of those guys I think can average probably 50 through the season, so he's a tiny bit undervalued and has a pretty good buy schedule. Playing in 13, and it's going to help you out a lot there. So Marshall King, a solid, really solid backup to Grant. That's very, very good there as well. went down a little after a shocker. Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Thought process behind this over a Hines trade. It gives me more cash to upgrade my mids next week. I'm thinking Cardi to Toho or TPJ, depending on the performances. Yeah, everyone loves TPJ, hey. JMK early cover for Grant by, yep, that's perfect. Started with Chance, happy with him. Good origin cover. Pretty happy with my centers at the moment. I think there's potential in Lemuelu getting some better scores. Yep, I agree with that. You have plenty of centers and wing fullbacks, so probably cleaning that up eventually is going to be ideal. I'm happy with the 2 trades, man. Just lock that in, and a big thank you again. Team's going really well. Good stuff. Last one. All right, so a little bit faded this one, but what we're going to do is 3 trades. Dury to Crossland, Hopgood to McInnes, Theoro to Walsh. I think that's solid, man. Is it worth holding Hopgood? Only mid I think is good is Tarpany, but he has a buy soon. Could have maybe afforded the premium options, but this works because I can get Walsh. Surely McInnes will do well with both Rudolph and Finucane out for 3 weeks. Yeah, I think you'll just lock it in, man. Again, one of those teams that has a bunch of those cheapies on the bench, so I would be looking to improve that situation soon. There's a lot of guys in the mid 300s there. Obviously, your centers and your wing fullbacks is improving with these trades, which is good, but I, again, as I said, would look at improving that for sure. Dury out is a good decision, and getting 2 mid-range price guys that can be keepers in your side is good. If you have any extra cash available, that 150 or something, I would get rid of one of those other guys. But if you don't, then that's completely fine as well. So big thank you to all of you for watching this one. I hope that helps you with your potential trades for the week. And as I said, we've got the trades video coming out in a couple of hours, and then we will go live tonight, public on the YouTube channel. And I can't wait to talk to you all. Let's try and get a massive amount of people on there. Big thank you. See you later.